Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is June 23rd, 2014, and today is Monday. All right, looking at the economic calendar, starting with this week. At 9:55 this morning, we have a European number. It's a German manufacturing number. It is an essential number that's going to come out, and I do expect the euro to have some sort of movement, including later in the day at 4 o'clock South African time, of course. That's the USD is coming out with existing home sales. So for two numbers this week. Maybe later this week we'll have some more major numbers. But starting this week, just a couple of big numbers coming out today. Looking at the EURUSD, retracing a little bit from its low of 135-ish, okay, where we hit. And now we're slowly retracing back to somewhat of a level that we can actually call ourselves relive the euro. We broke above this area, this resistance area. Okay, so now we're finding some sort of a support at it, and we're challenging a new trading range. The next possible resistance, I would say, is 136.4-ish, and then a bigger resistance is 137, 188. Looking at the euro, it has been beaten up quite tremendously. So perhaps this German number that's going to come up this morning is going to lift the market a little bit. Germany, as we know, is one of the largest producers in the European Union, and as a result, there is an advantage of the euro being so weak, is that it makes their products cheaper, and they're able to show bigger sales. So it's a double-edged sword when the euro is either too strong or too weak. But essentially, the German market can actually bring up the euro a little bit and give it some life. So I would look into that this morning. The Aussie USD, big rally back to the top of its range. Looking at an 8-hour chart, look at where we are. We're right back where we were. We created this little channel over here, okay, between here and here, and now we're challenging this upper range. That's a big bar up. I would expect some sort of consistency here and a continued breakout. So I would really keep a big eye on the USD, the Aussie USD, to see if we can break out this level into territory that we haven't really been in a very long time. So looking at a daily chart, we're really challenging this upper level. Okay, as you can see here, resistance at 95.37 and further resistance at 97. So again, big upside to the euro. It's making higher lows. Okay, right here it's a higher low. So I would expect it to continue going up. Looking into the GBPUSD, also very, very strong, breaking up onto its highs, and look at where we are. We broke higher, and now we're still higher. And we retraced a little bit, and we're still higher. So altogether, it's up something like 200 pips in just this month alone. So multiple opportunities to have jumped into this, and I would look for retracements in order to jump in long. Okay, so but be careful, because these things have a way of turning around. But the trend is your friend. Law of motion states that things will continue going into the direction that they've already preset. Looking at the gold briefly. We had a big move last week from 1270 to 1315. We're kind of leveling off over here, a little bit trading in the range between 315 and 310. Let's see if this could keep its momentum. There is more room for it to go up. I would say 1330 is a possible resistance point for it. It has a history of trading in this 1330 range and not breaking it higher. As you can see here, and previously it was support. So on the upside, I think if we hit through 1330, we can really take 1350. But again, this is a huge move up, very dramatic move up. So I would really expect some sort of resistance at this level, maybe a little bit sell-off, maybe even trading in the range, until we have some sort of confirmation that it's going to continue going up. But definitely worthy to have it on your radar this week. We've seen a lot of money being transferred from currencies to gold, and as a result, there's a lot more activity in gold, as you can see. So more volume, more consistency in the trade, that there's somewhat of a trend following. When there's usually these sharp moves up, you can't say this always, but they're usually followed by a reversal because this is really a panic attack. But nevertheless, who's to say that the panic has to stop here? It could stop at 1350, 1380 even. So just be careful if you do decide to short it, and just wait for some sort of confirmation, either a lower high or a testing its resistance at 1320 and not breaking up above, and then place a stop loss right above that. Looking at the oil. Oil's in a territory we haven't been in a very long time, where it's 107. We broke above this 104 level, and we're now challenging this 107, 108 level. This is resistance, previous resistance from, I believe, almost 2 summers ago, or last summer rather, where we tried to hit this 110 level and we didn't break higher, and it's just been really challenging this upper level from 3-4 years ago. So just realize that this thing can still pop. It still has room to go above even 110, 111. But you should really keep an eye on it and really have somewhat of a strategy before you go in terms of if you see something like a double top or something just like the gold, right? And usually the oil trades in rotation. There's usually tremendous activity, and all of a sudden it doesn't have any activity. So just be careful either way. Looking at the Dow, okay, which is our favorite, of course, right back on the top, 16,947. So if we look at it on a daily chart, we're literally right on top again. So this thing does not want to stop, and we may see even above 17,000 this week. And so I would really look just to see if there is consistency in it. Just make sure that everything is lined up. The stocks are trading strongly. If you do decide to trade the Dow, it is, like I said, still very, very strong and should be on your radar. This is Razak at CMTrading. I wish you guys a great trading day. Thanks.